Wherever you go, whatever you do, always make sure that you protect yourself. Always protect yourself. Guard yourself. No matter what the occasion may be, no matter what the social occupation may be, always make sure that you guard and protect yourself and that you stand on your boundaries. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jeradayah, and in this video, we're going to talk about having boundaries, protecting yourself, guarding yourself, and why it's the absolute necessity why you should be protecting yourself as a neurodivergent or conventionally attractive neurodivergent man in 2026 and beyond. If you are young, let's say in your 20s or early 30s, it's very important, or even younger in your teenage years, it's very important that you prioritize self-protection and guarding yourself and having boundaries over being liked by other people. You do not need to be liked by other people. You need to be protected. And that's the most important thing. You don't need to be seen as, oh, well, he's approachable, he's this, he's that. No, you need to be protected. You need to be absolutely protected, that no matter what happens, you always protect yourself. You protect yourself. You protect yourself. You guard yourself. You protect yourself. You protect yourself. You protect yourself. I can't say that. I cannot stress this enough. Protect yourself. No matter what the occasion is, always make sure that you have your boundaries, that you stand on your boundaries, that you stand on, whatever it is that you believe in, and that you stand on business, that you really are, you're serious about your boundaries. Because people will try. People will try. They will try to ruin your life. They will try to, screw you over. They will do that. They will try and test you. And they will test and test and test and test and test you until you fuck up. That's what they do. That's what they've always done. So this is the reason why you always need to protect yourself. If you are a conventionally attractive guy, but you're also neurodivergent, you're gifted, and you notice that you always attract a lot of attention, you need to protect yourself. You need to have boundaries, and you need to be, able to communicate your boundaries to say, no, I don't want this. What many conventionally attractive autistic men do wrong is that they look at these neurotypical social hierarchical mind games about how to be an alpha male and how to seduce and charm over women or men, depending on the sexual orientation, and how to be on the top of the social chain. But if you are neurodivergent and you have gifts and you are conventionally attractive, you have too many gifts to risk due to envy and jealousy from other men and potentially some women to even participate in that game. Because if you are the prize, you do not need to win anything. And that's a mentality that we really need to learn. If you are the prize, if you know who you are, if you know what you can do, and if you stand on your business, if you invest in your gifts, if you invest in your talents, if you invest in taking care of yourself, if you invest in your future, you are the prize. Why do you need to win a social competition between men when all these men look at you and try to get at you because you are the prize? Why do you need to win if you are the prize? If all these men who are constantly bullying you and targeting you and seeing you as a threat, as a competition, but also simultaneously try to seduce you, be at you, and be on the down low, trying to sexually seduce you so they can manipulate you, then why do you need to be seen as socially competent or, extroverted, neurotypical, and all that? Because you're not. You're not. Why would you actually try to belong somewhere you instinctively know that your neurotype would automatically reject? Why would you do that? Think about it. You want to be seen as the fly guy, you want to be seen as this, you want to be seen as that, you want to impress people, you want to yada 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 yada, all sorts of crazy motherfucking bullshit. But here you are conventionally attractive, but you do not actually protect and guard yourself. So manipulative older men or narcissistic men, psychopathic men, dark triad personality men, cluster B men, and I specifically want to say men because oftentimes handsome men get targeted by other men, and also a percentage of women because they can be catty and demonic as well, by narcissistic women, psychopathic women who try to absolutely exploit you because you are tall, you are buff, you are symmetrical, you are biracial, you look exotic, you are beautiful, you're talented, and they just want to exploit that. And because they see your autism or your ADHD or your neurodivergence as something to exploit, you trigger something inside of them because you refuse to follow social scripts. And people become obsessed with something that refuses to be controlled. Whether it's a positive obsession or a negative obsession. In my opinion, no obsession is positive in any type of way. I think all forms of obsession is demonic, but they try to overrule you. They try to dominate you in order to control you because they want to siphon your energy. They don't want you to actually be yourself. They want you to not be yourself. And they carry such demonic entities with them, demonic spirits, really demonic spirits inside of themselves. And they really thrive on envy and jealousy. In my previous video, y'all heard about the story I experienced with someone who was planning my downfall for 8 years because he was secretly envious, jealous, and obsessed with me. That's the type of energy that you need to protect yourself for. You need to guard yourself. You need to defend and protect yourself because people will try. And the worst thing that can happen is a dysregulated nervous system due to post-traumatic stress disorder. I cannot stress how many times I thought to myself, let's be social. Maybe, go and be with your peers because, you're young, you're 23, go experience this world and yada, yada, yada. You can experience the world without experiencing society. You can be okay by yourself. But back then I was 17, 18, 19, and I wanted to experiment, but I was conventionally attractive and neurodivergent. And I was light skinned. So, I will insert like a picture here, how I used to look like. And what men wanted to do was to physically and sexually exploit me by first trying to be my friend and then try to drug me or make me drunk, which never happened because I never drank alcohol and I never, inhaled anything or injected anything that could alter my consciousness. And before you know it, they try to grape me and they try to do all that shit and they try to attack me, to humiliate me, so they can actually tell their psychopathic friends that they have been able to dominate me, which never worked. But you always see the pattern, and these types of men were always controlling and they just came at me out of nowhere. I'm drinking some water out of my bottle, so that you like, why are you sucking his teeth for? What? And I didn't have boundaries. I didn't have any boundaries, standards, or self-protection because I was manipulated. I was psychologically manipulated to believe that I had to be open for everyone and anything and whatnot because I had to experience the world and I had to do all these things. And because I was conventionally attractive and I was seen as appealing and beautiful, people always commented on my appearance because I get attention for my looks like every week, and I thought to myself, well, if that's true, why don't I have any friends? And then you attract men who know this or notice this because you have said this and you've spoken about this, and they pretend to be your friend and they love bomb you immediately. And because you don't know how normal friendship works, you just think that it's normal when heterosexual men, um, try to touch you inappropriately, or love bomb you, or constantly excessively compliment your appearance, or do all these things, and you think that it's normal. You think like, oh well, this is friendship, this is brotherhood, this is what they do, this is what men do, because manipulative narcissistic men will dibble and dabble with other men in order to just have a form of control and power over you. Because narcissistic men are extremely obsessed with social status. And if he feels as if you can outshine him, he will do everything he can do to try to tear you down. And this is why you need to protect yourself. This is why you need to have standards. This is why you need to remain celibate. I'm so thankful that I'm still a virgin. I really am. If God forbid, if something happens and I died and I would met God or Allah or anything like that, and it will ask me what was your biggest accomplishment, that I've never given my sexuality away to this world, and I always remain celibate. Because the way men approach you, they simply want to just stick their dicks into you and manipulate you, siphon your energy, and then try to destroy your reputation that they were able to get with you. That's what they want to do. And the moment you give them access, or even be friends with them, they will try to manipulate that situation and try to show you off as if they have won the prize in that sense, and they now control you. And then they try to control you by trying to control how you need to dress, how you need to act, how you need to talk, walk, speak, behave, all that kind of stupid bullshit. And the moment you don't do that, now you're difficult. Now you're difficult. Now you're insane. Now you're doing too much. Now you're being arrogant. Now you're being stush. All sorts of crazy shit. All sorts of crazy shit. That's what they do. So this is the reason why you need to protect yourself. You need to protect yourself. You need to be able to protect yourself from narcissistic men and literally have self-protection. Protect yourself. That's way more important than anything else. You need to protect yourself. You need to have boundaries. You need to have a sense of, this is where people can start. This is where people can, must stop. I don't want to deal with anything further than this. And I don't want to be part of any type of organization or stupid bullshit. And I don't want to be used for your agenda. I don't want to have sex with you. I don't want you to use my work. This is my boundary, and you can fuck off. And that's the best thing you can do. That's the best thing you can do, because they hate when you draw a boundary. But you need to have boundaries because you need to protect yourself, because there are crazy people walking around here on the streets who will easily just, grape you, drug you, do all sorts of weird shit, try to poison your drink. They could be in your family, they could be in the clubs, they could be in the so-called friendship groups that you associate yourself with. They don't care. All they see is potential that they want to take advantage of you. They want to take advantage of you, and they're going to do it if they feel as if they can do it. And this is why you need to protect yourself as a beautiful man. You know how many times I've received, oh my God, you are so beautiful. You are so gorgeous. Oh my God, you're light skinned. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Hey, handsome, you're so beautiful. Oh, can I chat with you? Can I get your number? Can I get da-da-da-da-da? You're so pretty. I really want to hang out with you. Oh, you're so this and da-da-da. And all they just want to do was trying to get into my pants, or trying to insert something inside of me, or trying to, do some weird shit with me and try to show me off like, look who I got. I got a hot guy with me. Hello. Doing all that shit and just abuse me for some bullshit. And I will be for real. I've experienced some fucked up shit. And it all started with, you're so incredibly beautiful. Wow, you look gorgeous. You're so talented. Wow. You know, we are a creative community. Come with us. Stand with us. Be with us. You know, we really love you. You know, you're part of our family. You're part of da 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 da. All that sort of bullshit. And my biggest mistake is that I never protected myself. I did not protect myself, and I just went in, and I thought to myself, "Oh, this is so harmless, you know. This is so harmless. This is so, they mean the best for me, you know. They they have the best interest in me. They like me, they love me because they're telling me that they love me. They're hugging me, they are, kissing me, they're showering me with affection, and they say that I'm beautiful and that they want to be my friend. And these are all older men, older nasty men. And I'm going to, talk about this. Back then I was 18, so that picture you see, that was me at 18, and people were like, whoa, he's very beautiful. Older men were like, okay, maybe we can abuse him. And they tried to do that, all sorts of crazy shit. And then they tried to get to my work, then they tried to abuse me, then they tried to abuse my work, then they tried to target me, then they tried to send people after me. Why? Because I didn't had any protection. I did not have any protection. I didn't have any boundaries. I didn't have any, standards that were like, stop, I don't like this shit. Fuck off. I don't want this. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to be associated with this shit. I don't want to be touched this way. I don't want to be associated with this bullshit. Stop touching me, whatnot. But because I didn't have boundaries and I let it all go and flow and be like, oh, well, maybe this is just how people are. Maybe it's just da 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 da. The worst shit happened. Being targeted by older men, by human traffickers who tried to steal my work in music and technology, who tried to get me onto a very nasty street in the capital to be a sex worker or to be, used as like, oh, you're just pretty to look at because you look exotic. All sorts of crazy bullshit. And the moment I had boundaries and I said no, now I was the villain. I was the villain, I was the issue, I was the problem. Because I had boundaries. The moment I said no, I don't like to be touched. No, you cannot just touch my private parts. Or no, I don't like to be hugged. I don't like to be touched. Fuck off. No, don't talk to me this way. And I want to be properly paid for the work that I, do in music. And all of a sudden, now I'm the issue. And I'm an arrogant prick who uses his beauty to just get at people. And now I am the villain of this entire story. Because narcissists switch up like this. And the worst thing is because I didn't have any boundaries, I didn't have any protection, I didn't guard my mind, I didn't guard my spirit, I didn't guard myself. It impacted my mind and my self-perception and self-identity. Because the enemy tries to make you believe that you are the issue, that you are the problem, so that you begin to attack yourself. Now there's something wrong with you. Now we're going to hate your ethnic features. Now we're going to hate that you're half black. Now we're going to say like, well, we used to love bomb you that you're very beautiful, but we want you to be white, and all sorts of crazy bullshit. And it's always appearance. It's always appearance and whatnot. This is why you need to protect yourself, and you need to be a bitch. And I would be the last person, and I'm a tad fired up about this because I'm so thankful that at least I have some sort of like temperament from, my father's side of the family, that I was like, nah, fuck this shit, bye, and that I just didn't, went in and get abused by older men as like a gay toy boy to be toyed with by older men, and that I was just like, fuck this shit and whatnot. Because the moment I had boundaries, the moment I started my own business, my own projects, all of these people who were love bombing me, saying that I was beautiful and that I was this, and you belong to our family, they all turned their backs onto me because I had boundaries. I started to get boundaries. I started to say no, and now all of a sudden I was the issue. I was the problem. Narcissists do this. Narcissistic men do this. Narcissistic psychopaths do that shit. The moment you showcase boundaries, the moment you showcase that you value yourself, that you are valuable, that you deserve respect, all of a sudden you're difficult. Because they don't respect you. They just see you as a boy toy that they just want to, siphon off and call it a day. They want your energy, they want your magic. And they will drain the fuck out of you. And they will plot and scheme an entire plan against you to try to tear you down. This is why you need to have discernment. Y'all know that story that I said in my previous video about this woman who was in her early 20s, and she graduated college, and she was a classical pianist, and then she graduated from a conservatory, and her girlfriends were jealous of her, and then they invited her to it was her own birthday party, and they drugged her with fentanyl, which caused her to be permanently paralyzed, and she could never play classical piano ever again. The women were arrested for drugging someone, of course, but now her entire life is in shambles because she had envious and jealous friends around her, and they all love bombed the fuck out of her. They all love bombed her. They all did that shit, and it was just some nasty, 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 nasty bullshit. It was just some nasty bullshit. And the worst thing is that you need to protect yourself. This is why you need to protect yourself. And if you grow up being like a people pleaser, or you are neurodivergent and you struggle with social cues, you actually should lean more in your autism and see these social things as like, this doesn't resonate with me, and focus on your special interest. Because if you're beautiful and you're neurodivergent, you're going to get abused. The amount of times I have been bullied because men love bombed me, saying that I was so beautiful and handsome, and then they made fun of my appearance. They wanted to make fun of my hair, texture, that I'm half African, half European, and that, for half European, I had a fat ass, and and they wanted to do some shit, and then it, started to grab my shit, all that kind of bullshit. And the moment I hit back, now I was the issue. Now I was, the aggressive biracial man, and they wanted to ask for my ethnic background, where you're actually from, because we're going to report you. Because they're jealous and envious, and they will try to get you into all these situations just because they feel insecure within themselves. This is why you need to protect yourself. This is why I say protect yourself, guard yourself, and you need to vet people. Why are you talking to me? What is it that you want? Don't care about coming across of me like as mean. Be more afraid to end up in a coffin, because these men will try to swoon you in. These men will try to lure you in, do a bunch of that shit, to try to lure you in into some weirdo ass communities, weirdo ass scenes, and they all love bomb you and act gay as fuck. No shade, I'm gay, and I know what a gay man looks like, and I also know how down low men look like, because these men will often be on the down low, and you will often be more approached by down low men trying to do some shit against you, but that's for a different video. This is why you need to vet people. This is how you guard yourself. You need to know who you are. You need to know who you are, and you need to know your morals and your values and what you stand for, so you can filter people through that. I am, and then you say your name and how you identify yourself, and then you say, these are my values and my morals, and this is what I prioritize. These are my standards for, that one needs to measure up in order to get along with me? Do you have the right intention? How is your spirit? How is your consciousness? What is your intention? Answer that correctly. And you need to use your intuition and discernment. Is this person really into some shit? You know what I'm saying? And if that person doesn't really match your list about who you are and what you stand for and your morals and values and your standards, you need to aggressively cut them off. No is a complete sentence. Don't flirt with them. Don't laugh. And then lean into your masculine energy. If you have to be more her about it, because I'm 6'3", I'm tall, and I'm buff, and I'm biracial. So I know that if I get aggressive, they just need to call the cops and it's a done for me. But I prefer to argue with a cop than to be drugged with fentanyl because a man found that I was beautiful and attractive and then call it a day and done. I'd rather have that. And lean more into that and really just making sure that you're able to throw hands. Because if you're handsome and beautiful, they also want to say like, oh, well, you form no threat. And this is why I used to be very skinny and lean. This is why I began to go to the gym, eat more, and, gain more weight to no longer look as if I was so fragile. And I just put on more muscle mass and being buff and, growing out my mustache to look more masculine. So people are a tad more intimidated. I mean, because the picture that y'all see in the video, that's actually how I, usually look when I just, eat lean and clean shave and I just, put some shit in my hair. That's how I look like. That's how I look like. And men always comment on my appearance and try to, they do the same shit to me as they do to other women. That's what they do. This is why you need to protect yourself. And this sounds insane, but the way that I move, I purposely, and call me cringe or like whatever, this is so weird, I walk up straight and I walk like an arrogant alpha male jock. I do that to avoid being approached as if a man can do shit towards me. I grow out my mustache. I work out in the gym. I wear dark clothes. I wear hats. Because if I go out the way that y'all see on this picture, I just get, whistled on the street, catcalled, approached by weirdos, and even by, other men who are like, oh, well, you don't look like a creep. Then they start to act like a creep and try to do shit towards you. That's what they do. And they absolutely siphon the fuck out of you. That's what they do. This is why you need to have boundaries. It's normal, and this is what I had to learn instead of being like, this is what happened, okay? A few months ago, this was April, and I was looking all dusty, or at least I thought I looked all dusty and crusty. I had to do some groceries. I was living with my family in a different town, in a very small conservative town, and I had to go to the supermarket. So I haven't showered. I didn't do my hair. I didn't even shave, and I also had like chemical damage on my scalp because I used some weird concoction. Yeah, it was all sorts of crazy shit. But I just drink water and I always have like clear skin, and you know how I look. So I just grabbed my black coat and I had my flip flops and my pajama, and I was at the pet section for like pets and whatnot. And this old Turkish man, he could have been like end 50, maybe early 60s. And he suddenly asked me, and because, I'm Dutch, so he asked me in Dutch, but I'm going to speak in English. What are you doing here? And I was like, pardon me? And he asked if I had a pet. I said, oh no, I just need to grab something. And then all of a sudden he asked me, "Oh, do you live here?" And I say, yeah, I live around in the neighborhood. Of course, I'm not going to tell where the fuck I live. Hello, bitch. And he was like, "Oh, okay, where do you come from?" So I just say like, "Oh, I'm originally from North Holland, I actually live there." And he was like, "No, but what's your ethnicity? What's your roots?" I didn't say that. I just said, just from around. And then he asked for my name, and I said, "Oh, my name is Raphael." And he stuck out his hand, and he, held my hand like that, and he asked for my age. I was like, "Why do you want to know?" And the way that he held my hand, he was like, "Do you want to go out with me for coffee?" And I said no. And then he was like, "Oh." And then he just rubbed my hand, and I was like, "Ew." And I just took my hand away, and he said, "Well, you're very beautiful." And I said, "Okay, thanks, but I don't want this." And then he just walked away, and I ran away. Shit. I scanned what I had to scan. I ran the fuck away, and I was like, "What the actual fuck?" And I was off guard because this is the thing. I just woke up, and I had to just do some groceries for the elders of my family. I was just unaware. But this is the shit I mean. This is the type of shit I mean. Or when you just get catcalled. When the scariest thing I have experienced when I was in the music industry and I was being catcalled and I was being stalked, actively stalked by a group of men who had issues with me because I yelled at an older man that I did not like being groomed, and I refused to be, signing any type of label. And because they were all love bombing me like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful, you're so gorgeous, and we really want you in our team, you're part of our community, yada yada yada." And I said no. They tried to fuck me over. I blocked these motherfuckers, and I left. I just wanted to. This was 2023, and I blocked these motherfuckers in 2022. So I was just minding my business. I was just walking in the capital, and I just wanted to, go out to get some dinner. And all of a sudden, it's like, "Hey," and they, called me by the name that I gave them. Yes, I'm like that. And they were like, whistling and kind of shit, all the kind of shit, and calling my name. And I looked at them and was like, "Oh my God, it's y'all bitch ass motherfuckers that I don't like, and y'all motherfuckers don't like me either because y'all constantly try to drug me, doing some bullshit ass tricks to try to get me sign some fucking contract, so you can use and abuse me as some sort of like light-skinned Negro for your fashion label. Fuck you." And I just walked past, and they stood up, and they kept on whistling like, "Hey, come, yeah, hey, yo, hey, pretty boy, hey, da, all that kind of shit." And I was just so scared because I was more afraid that if I turn around and I beat them the fuck up, they are white men. They are white. They can just say, "We were attacked by a crazy light-skinned black man," and it's done for me. So I just kept on walking into, we in Amsterdam we have like the gay street where you can just walk safely, and that place is being monitored. And they eventually just leave me the fuck alone. But I sent my location to a trusted family member, and I called the trusted family member like, "This just happened." And they're like, "They're still after you for some shit." This is why you need to protect yourself. And if I protected and guarded myself and vet these people and guarded myself against them, that shit would have never happened. Because the shit that they did to me, I had to go through EMDR therapy to undo the trauma they have pushed onto me because they tried to siphon and traffic me because they found me an attractive man. And they tried to use me for some bullshit. This is why you need to protect yourself. If I could go back and redo the shit that I had done, I would be more mean, more catty, and more aggressive, and fiercely protect my boundaries. And fuck that, "Oh, giddy, and this sounds very fucked up, but suppress my natural, giggly, sunny nature, because that shit has only attracted predators and jealous and envious men who try to do shit against me. This is why you need to protect yourself. And you protect yourself by knowing who you are, having boundaries, having standards, and be able to say, "This is what I am not willing to tolerate. I don't tolerate this shit. And be ready to grab your shit, grab your stuff, and leave. Block, delete, and don't feel any remorse, guilt, or sadness about this. And don't try to, gaslight yourself into, oh, what I have experienced, I haven't experienced. Just don't. Immediately just fucking leave. And if you need to ginger it up a little bit, do so, because this is about your safety. If there's one thing I wish I did, was to cut motherfuckers off the moment they love bumped me saying that I was beautiful, or they tried to excessively comment on my appearance and how I look and that I'm highly attractive, because that's how they lure you in. And the moment that they lured you in, now the mask falls off and they will ruin your life. So please learn from this, learn from my experience, and don't do what I have done. And I will make a next video about down low men to get deeper into this. So protect yourself, protect your boundaries, protect your energy, protect yourself.